10 simple tricks to make her fall in love with you fast. Ever wondered what it really takes to make her fall head over heels for you, and fast? Forget the typical dating advice and dive into these 10 simple but powerful tricks that most guys overlook. We're not talking about cheesy pickup lines or cliché compliments. These are psychological techniques that tap into deeper desires, the things she might not even realize she's craving. And guess what? There's one tactic in particular that involves creating just the right amount of tension. One trick alone increased romantic interest by 78% in a university study. Stick around, because you don't want to miss what's coming next. Number 1. Roleplay Husband right away. You might think of starting a conversation on a dating app with "Hi wife" sounds a bit bold or even cheesy, but trust me, there's a method to this madness. The whole idea behind this approach is to set the tone right away, light-hearted, playful, and just a little unexpected. By jumping straight into husband roleplay, you're planting a seed of familiarity and commitment in her mind. And who doesn't like a bit of romance mixed with humor? First off, you're not some random guy sending a generic "Hey, how's it going?" message like the other 50 dudes in her inbox. You're instantly standing out with a little bit of fun and fantasy. Starting with "Hi wife" sets the stage for something deeper, even though it's just the beginning. Now, the key is to follow up with messages that support the husband-wife fantasy without being overbearing or, creepy. The genius behind this tactic is that it makes the conversation seem more significant than your average getting-to-know-you chat. You're framing the whole interaction as something bigger than just casual dating. Instead of "Hey, let's see where this goes," it becomes "Let's pretend we're already there." It takes the pressure off because it's all in good fun, but it also subconsciously triggers thoughts of a deeper connection. So, don't hesitate to throw in a playful "Hi wife" the next time you're swiping through dating apps. You'll either get a chuckle, which is always a win, or you might just kick off a conversation that's deeper than what most people are willing to dive into on a first exchange. Either way, you're showing her you're the type of guy who knows how to keep things interesting, and that's something she won't forget. Has anyone here done this trick? Do you think it would work, or do you have any objections? Please discuss in the comments below. We look forward to talking with you. Number 2. Show you're pre-selected when she tests you. So she hit you with the classic "Oh really?" after you casually asked for a picture, huh? Let's be honest, we've all been there. You ask a perfectly innocent question, and instead of getting the response you expect, she throws a test your way. You could play it straight and stumble into the trap, or, if you want to up your game, you can show her that you've been down this road before. Welcome to the art of showing that you're pre-selected. Here's how it works. When she sends a test like that, she's not just being coy. She's testing to see if you're going to flinch, get defensive, or trip over your words. But instead of walking right into it, why not flip the script and call her out on it in a playful way? When you confidently show that you've seen these tests before and you know how to handle them, you're telling her, without saying it outright, that you're experienced. You've got options and you know what's going on, and that makes you a high-value guy in her eyes. What you're doing here is letting her know that you're not intimidated by her tests. In fact, you're having fun with it. Women love a man who can confidently navigate these little challenges. By not taking her test too seriously and turning it into a light-hearted moment, you're positioning yourself as someone who's both experienced and comfortable in his own skin. She'll pick up on the fact that you're not rattled or desperate for her approval, and that's an attractive quality. Being pre-selected is all about subtly showing her that you have options without coming across as arrogant. It taps into the psychological principle of social proof. If other women are interested in you, it triggers a subconscious response in her that says, well, if they're into him, maybe I should be too. But the key here is not to overdo it. There's a fine line between being confident and coming across as a guy who brags about all the women he's dated. The latter, not a good look. You're secure in who you are, you've been around the block, and you can handle her without losing your cool. That's what separates you from the pack. She'll sense that you're not easily thrown off and that you've got the confidence of someone who knows he has options. Do you think this makes her think you're overconfident? Share your thoughts below. Number 3. Play the reformed bad boy. There's something almost magnetic about the bad boy image. It's not just the leather jacket or the rebellious streak. It's the aura of mystery and excitement that comes with it. Here's the trick. Casually mention that you're trying to be better, but admit that it's tough. It plays into one of the most common fantasies women have, the desire to fix or nurture a man. And suddenly, You're no longer the guy she's just getting to know. You're a project, a challenge, and believe me, most women can't resist the urge to dive in and help fix what's broken. Think of it like this. You're not coming across as a flawless knight in shining armor. Instead, you're positioning yourself as the knight with a few dents in his armor, but with just enough charm and self-awareness to make her think, I could help him be better. The key here is not to oversell the bad boy image, though. You don't need to regale her with tales of your wild escapades. Instead, focus on subtle hints of your bad boy past, while showing that you're actively trying to move forward. For instance, you could mention how you're trying to make healthier choices, quit old habits, or spend more time on personal growth. Just sprinkle those breadcrumbs for her to follow. Women are naturally drawn to men who show a bit of vulnerability, and by admitting that you're still figuring things out, you're opening the door for her to step in and be part of that process. And here's where it gets interesting, because now she's not just getting to know you, she's emotionally investing in you. You're showing that you know who you are, and you're actively working on becoming a better version of yourself. That's attractive because it's real. No one's perfect, and admitting that can be a powerful move. At the end of the day, the reformed bad boy is about balance. You're edgy, but you're trying. You've got a past, but you're looking toward the future. You're fun, but with a hint of depth. It's the kind of package that keeps her intrigued and wanting more. So go ahead, play up that reformed angle. Just don't forget to flash a bit of that bad boy charm while you're at it. She'll be hooked before she knows it. Enjoying the tips so far? Make sure to give this post a like and don't forget to subscribe for more insights like these. Thank you for your support. Let's keep the conversation going and dive into the next point. Number 4. Create intrigue by delaying responses. In the digital age of instant communication, it's almost expected to respond to messages within minutes, sometimes seconds. But what if you flip the script? Instead of jumping to reply to her texts immediately, you take your time. I'm not talking about ghosting her, no one likes to be ignored, but strategically delaying your responses can be a powerful move that keeps her on her toes. Here's the game plan. When she sends you a message, instead of replying right away, hold off for a bit. Let her curiosity simmer. Then, after a couple of days, swoop in with an apology and a perfect excuse, something like, "Sorry for the late reply, had a crazy weekend." Follow it up with a picture of you looking social, busy, and like you're having the time of your life. The key here is to show that you're not sitting around waiting for her text. You've got a full, exciting life that she'll want to be part of. Now, why does this work? First of all, the delayed response instantly signals that you're not just sitting by your phone. You've got stuff going on. You're not chasing after her like every other guy who's probably blowing up her inbox. When you finally respond, she's left wondering what you've been up to. Was he out with friends? Was he on some wild adventure? The curiosity alone keeps her interested and gives you an air of mystery. The picture is where the real magic happens. You're giving her a peek into your world, showing her that you're social, connected, and in demand. A picture really is worth 1,000 words, and in this case, it's worth more than a simple text response. Whether it's a snap of you at a friend's party, hanging out with a group, or even engaged in a fun activity, the photo subtly communicates, "I'm busy, I have a life, and if you want in, you've got to bring something to the table." And a man! By delaying your response and showing that you've been busy, you're positioning yourself as someone who is of high value. Your time is a limited resource, and you're not handing it out freely. Women tend to be attracted to men who have purpose, who are driven, and who have something going on in their lives. When you show that your life is fulfilling, it sends the message that you don't need her to fill any void. If anything, she'll want to be the one trying to fit into your schedule. However, there's a fine line to walk here. You don't want to come across as rude or uninterested by waiting too long or ignoring her messages completely. This tactic is about balance. You're creating just enough space for her to wonder what's going on, but not so much that she loses interest. Delaying responses should feel like you're genuinely busy, not like you're playing hard to get for the sake of it. And let's not forget, when you finally respond with a casual apology and an engaging picture, you're also showing off a bit of confidence. It says, "I know you're interested, and I'm worth the wait." This playful nonchalance gives off an energy that's hard to resist. She'll start to see you as a guy who's not only fun and social, but also has his priorities straight, and that's the type of guy women are drawn to. Number 5. Respond to sassy texts with playful dismissiveness. When she throws a little sass your way through text, it might be tempting to either ignore it or take it too seriously. But here's where you can level up the interaction, by responding with playful dismissiveness. Think of it like you're already in a fun, flirty relationship and you've been having mock arguments for ages. This tactic works because it mimics the kind of playful banter couples have after they've known each other for a while. It gives the impression that there's already a comfortable level of intimacy between you two, even if you've only just started talking. By acting like you've been through a few rounds of this before, you're subtly pushing the interaction beyond the getting to know you phase and into something that feels more like an ongoing relationship, one that's already full of inside jokes and mock frustrations. When she sends you a sassy or teasing message, instead of coming back with a straightforward reply, hit her with something like, "You're always like this," or "Here we go again." It's a light jab, the kind of playful teasing that makes her feel like you've already got a unique rhythm between you two. And trust me, it creates this emotional tension that, while seemingly negative on the surface, actually works wonders for building attraction. Why? Because it's a little unexpected. When you respond with playful dismissiveness, it shows that you're not taking her too seriously. You're not tiptoeing around, trying to stay on her good side. This playful indifference keeps her on her toes, wondering if you're genuinely annoyed or just playing along. And, counterintuitively, it increases her desire to engage with you more. There's something irresistible about trying to figure out if you're joking or if she's actually getting under your skin. The beauty of this move is in its subtlety. You're not giving her a ton of information about how you feel. Instead, you're letting her fill in the blanks. She'll start wondering, does he think I'm being difficult? Or is he having fun with this? That uncertainty keeps her hooked, and she'll be even more intrigued by the fact that you're not bending over backward to please her with every text. You're playing the game in a way that makes her want to keep engaging, just to see how you'll respond next. Plus, there's a psychology at work here. When you create tension, even the light kind that comes from playful dismissiveness, it forces her to invest more emotionally. She's now trying to work her way through this mini argument or teasing exchange, and in doing so, she's building more of a connection with you. It's like you're laying the groundwork for deeper interactions without even realizing it. The back and forth banter creates a sense of familiarity, and it's that emotional engagement that makes her feel closer to you. But remember, this only works if you keep it light. The dismissiveness has to be playful, not harsh. The moment you cross the line into actual negativity or sarcasm that feels cutting, you lose the playful aspect and it just becomes rude. So, when she sends you that sassy text, your job is to smile to yourself, throw out that, "Oh, you're always like this," and keep the energy fun and upbeat. Number 6, provoke playful arguments. Once you've got a connection going, it's time to spice things up a little by doing something completely unexpected. Provoke a playful argument. Yeah, you heard that right. Suggesting that you need an argument because you're bored might sound counterintuitive, but it's a genius way to strengthen your bond and keep things fun and fresh. After all, what's a relationship, real or imagined, without a little bickering, right? Here's how this works. After you've established a bit of rapport, casually drop a line like, "I'm feeling bored. I think we need an argument to make things interesting." She might be caught off guard at first, but that's exactly what you want. It's funny, unexpected, and a surefire way to break out of the monotony of the usual, "So how's your day?" conversations. The beauty of playful arguments is that they create an emotional spark. It's not just another flat conversation where you're exchanging pleasantries. You're injecting energy into the interaction, and that's what keeps people hooked. It also gives her the chance to engage with you on a different level. Instead of trying to be polite or measured in her responses, she can let loose, fire back at you with her own playful retorts, and enjoy the banter. Plus, provoking these faux arguments taps into a very real dynamic in relationships: emotional engagement. Sure, you're both just joking around, but the fact that you're even pretending to argue signals a level of comfort that you don't get with surface-level small talk. It makes her feel like she's already in that relationship zone, where she can tease you, disagree with you, and still come out smiling at the end. The key to making this work, though, is keeping the tone light and playful. You don't want to actually stir up real tension or negativity. So, when you throw out your challenge, keep it silly. Start an argument over the most ridiculous topics, something like, "I'm sorry, but anyone who thinks dogs are better than cats is clearly misguided," or "Don't tell me you put ketchup on your steak, because if you do, we might need to rethink this whole thing. It's absurd, it's harmless, and it's hilarious. When she takes the bait and starts playing along, that's when the magic happens. Now you're not just talking, you're creating a shared experience, something you both laugh about and reference in future conversations. This back and forth banter is what builds chemistry and, quite frankly, makes you stand out. Most guys are too busy being polite or careful, but you're showing her that you can keep things interesting. And let's be real, a playful argument breaks up the monotony of typical conversations. It's a fun little game that shakes things up and keeps her emotionally engaged. She won't get bored because now she's dealing with someone who's not afraid to introduce a little chaos into the mix. You're not just following a script, you're creating a dynamic that's exciting and unpredictable. And the best part? It feels like a sneak peek into what being in a relationship with you could be like: fun, light-hearted, and never dull. Number 7. Assert authority by saying no occasionally. One of the biggest misconceptions in dating is that the way to win someone over is by always saying yes. You know, agreeing to everything, being accommodating, and basically bending over backward to keep the peace. But here's the thing, constantly saying yes doesn't exactly scream confidence or leadership. And let's be honest, women are attracted to men who can take charge and assert themselves. That's where the power of saying no comes into play. Now, I'm not talking about being difficult for the sake of it or rejecting every request just to make a point. No one likes a stubborn, negative guy. The magic happens when you learn to sprinkle in a little well-timed refusal, showing that you've got your own set of values, boundaries, and opinions that you're not afraid to stand by. For example, say she suggests going out for drinks one evening, and instead of immediately agreeing, you respond with something light-hearted but firm. This approach does a couple of powerful things. First, it positions you as a leader in the relationship dynamic. You're not just being dragged along for the ride, you've got your own direction and you're confident in making decisions, even if that means turning down a request. Women often find this quality attractive because it signals maturity, independence, and a sense of responsibility. Saying no in these moments also breaks the pattern of predictability. If she can always count on you to say yes, the dynamic can get stale pretty quickly. By occasionally refusing, you introduce a bit of unpredictability and excitement into the interaction. It shows her that you're not afraid to stand by your principles, even if it might create a little friction. And guess what? That friction is often where attraction grows. It's counterintuitive, but a little resistance can make her see you as more of a challenge, and let's be real, who doesn't love a bit of challenge? The real power in saying no lies in the balance. If you're constantly saying yes, it gives off the vibe that you're eager to please at any cost, and while kindness is a good thing, it can sometimes come across as lacking backbone. When you show that you're comfortable expressing your own opinions and refusing requests in a light-hearted way, you signal that you're someone who values your own time and decisions, and that's attractive. You're showing her that you respect yourself enough to set boundaries and stick to them. Number 8. Subtly display protectiveness. When it comes to attraction, one of the most powerful signals you can send is that you're someone she can feel safe with. Women are instinctively drawn to men who demonstrate protectiveness and awareness. But here's the catch. You've got to show it in a way that's subtle, not overbearing. And that's where small, thoughtful gestures, like checking the navigation during a car ride, even if someone else is driving, come into play. Picture this. You're both in a car, maybe it's a rideshare, or maybe her friend is driving. Instead of just sitting there passively, you casually check the navigation on your phone, even though you're not behind the wheel. It's a small move, but it speaks volumes. You're showing her that you're paying attention, that you're thinking ahead, and most importantly, that her safety matters to you. Now this might seem like a tiny thing, after all you're just checking a GPS, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Small actions like this tap into a primal desire many women have for a sense of security. You're not throwing on a superhero cape and saving the day in dramatic fashion. No, you're simply demonstrating that you're aware of your surroundings, you're looking out for potential issues, and you're being proactive. That quiet, steady protectiveness? It's a deeply attractive trait that often flies under the radar. What's key here is the subtlety. You're not loudly declaring, "I'm here to protect you," or making a big show of your concern. Instead, you're letting your actions speak for themselves, and it makes a bigger impact because of how natural it feels. This kind of protectiveness doesn't feel forced or performative. It feels genuine. You're simply the kind of guy who looks out for the people he's with, and that's something she'll pick up on without you having to spell it out. And let's talk about why this works. Women tend to be drawn to men who exude a sense of calm and control in uncertain situations. By checking the navigation or subtly making sure everything is in order, you're showing her that you're someone who takes responsibility for the situation even when you're not in the driver's seat. You're positioning yourself as someone who can be relied on, someone who doesn't just leave things to chance. And that's a key masculine trait, being someone who others can lean on when things get unpredictable. The idea is to show that you're aware and mindful in a way that makes her feel secure, without ever feeling smothered. And when you show her, even in small ways, that you've got her back, she's going to feel more comfortable and more attracted to you. Number 9. Show abundance by overbuying. It's no secret that one of the most attractive traits in a man is his ability to provide. And no, that doesn't mean you have to rent a yacht or rain dollar bills from the sky. The art of demonstrating abundance can be far more subtle and more impactful when done right. One of the simplest ways to show off your resources and generosity is by overbuying in casual situations, like when you're grabbing food together. Trust me, that extra scoop of ice cream? It's doing more than just satisfying a sweet tooth. Here's how it works. You're out grabbing a snack together, maybe at a coffee shop or an ice cream stand. When it's your turn to order, don't just buy exactly what you need. Get a little extra, whether it's an additional side of fries, a larger coffee than usual, or even an extra scoop of her favorite flavor. You're not going overboard, just casually showing that you're not afraid to indulge or share a bit more than necessary. Why does this work? On a subconscious level, women are wired to notice signs of abundance and generosity. When you overbuy, you're sending subtle signals that you're someone who has more than enough to go around. You're not calculating every purchase down to the last cent, and you're definitely not scrimping. You're showing her that you're comfortable and capable of providing for more than just yourself, without ever saying it outright. And it's that quiet confidence in your ability to offer abundance that sticks. This doesn't mean you have to make a big show of your spending. In fact, the beauty of this technique lies in its casualness. You're not flaunting your resources. You're simply acting as though getting a little extra is no big deal. Maybe you order an extra dessert and say something like, "I wasn't sure which one you'd like, so I got both." It's thoughtful, it's generous, and most importantly, it doesn't come across as if you're trying too hard to impress. This act of abundance isn't about wasting money or going over the top. It's about the principle of offering more than is necessary, of showing that you're not worried about running out. In many ways, it communicates that you're a guy who has options in life, and those options aren't limited to just financial resources. You're showcasing an attitude of abundance, whether that's with your time, energy, or affection. Think about it. If you're constantly calculating or being stingy, it sends the opposite message. It makes you look like you're holding back, or that you're struggling to make ends meet. On the flip side, when you're carefree and confident enough to buy a little extra, you're demonstrating that you live with an abundance mindset. That's something women notice because it suggests stability, generosity, and a sense of security. And let's be honest, those are some of the most attractive qualities in a partner. Of course, there's a balance here. You don't need to go overboard or buy unnecessary things all the time. This move works best when it's occasional, just enough to show her that you can be generous without making it a routine. If you're buying an extra pint of ice cream every single time, it could lose its charm, but when done sparingly, it becomes a memorable and appreciated gesture that stands out. Number 10. Post candid social media photos. In the world of modern dating, social media can be your secret weapon if you know how to play it right. Sure, selfies and posed pictures have their place, but if you want to take your game to the next level, it's all about mastering the art of the candid photo. That's right, those pictures that seem spontaneous and unplanned but are actually perfectly orchestrated. The goal? To look like you're living your best life, effortlessly, while subtly catching her eye. Here's the trick. Instead of posting photos where it's obvious that you've spent 10 minutes finding the right angle or flexing in front of the mirror, opt for photos that look like someone else snapped them when you weren't even paying attention. Have a friend take pictures while you're engaged in a fun activity, whether that's hiking, laughing at a party, or even just hanging out at a casual dinner. The key is to make it seem like you're not trying too hard. You're just naturally out there enjoying life, and someone just happened to capture that perfect moment. Why is this so effective? First off, Candid photos have a way of making you appear more authentic and relatable. Women can spot a try-hard from a mile away, and let's be real, no one wants to date someone who's constantly seeking validation from likes and comments. When your photos come off as genuine and spontaneous, it shows that you're comfortable in your own skin and not overly concerned with how people perceive you online. You're just living your life, and that level of confidence is incredibly attractive. Candid shots also create an air of mystery. They're not perfectly staged or posed, which leaves a bit of room for interpretation. She'll be curious about what you were doing, who you were with, and why you were having such a great time. It's a subtle way of showcasing that you've got an active social life and that your world is filled with excitement and experiences, things she might want to be a part of. Here's the psychological twist. People are naturally drawn to others who seem like they're already living a full, satisfying life. By posting candid, social photos, you're sending the message that you don't need anyone else to complete your world, but you'd be open to sharing it with the right person. It's that balance between being independent and inviting that hooks people in. You're not just sitting around waiting for validation, and that's a powerful attraction factor. When done right, these types of photos can even increase your desirability as a potential partner. Think about it. If all your pictures are of you alone or in overly staged settings, it sends a signal that you're maybe trying a little too hard to prove something. But when you're surrounded by friends, enjoying yourself in a natural, carefree way, it tells her that you're social, fun, and someone who knows how to have a good time without needing constant attention. It creates the vibe of a well-rounded, engaging life, one that anyone would be lucky to be a part of. 13 dating tips for older men. Do this and she'll fall for you. Want to know the secrets to make her fall for you fast? Dating in the later stages of life presents unique challenges, but it also offers unparalleled opportunities. If you're wondering how to stand out and truly make her fall for you, you've come to the right place. In this video, we're diving into 13 essential dating tips specifically for older men, designed to boost your confidence, charm, and connection. But here's the catch. None of these tips will work unless you stick to the golden rule. Stay tuned to discover how being your authentic self can make all the difference. Let's get started. Tip 1. Be the gentleman. Being a gentleman goes beyond the traditional gestures like opening doors or pulling out chairs, though those certainly add a charming touch. It's about consistently showing respect, attentiveness, and consideration, which can make a younger woman feel truly special. When you meet her, focus on making her feel valued and respected. Being a gentleman also means being attentive to her needs and showing that you care about her comfort and happiness. This can be as simple as listening intently when she speaks, asking thoughtful questions, and remembering details about her life. Small gestures like complimenting her on something specific she's wearing or doing can go a long way in making her feel appreciated and seen. Incorporating expert insights, showing genuine interest, and maintaining good manners create a strong foundation for any relationship. Stoic wisdom, like that from Marcus Aurelius, can also play a role here. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. By embodying these qualities, you naturally attract the right kind of attention and build meaningful connections. Make her feel like she's the center of your attention, and don't be afraid to show a bit of vulnerability. Remember, being a gentleman is about making her feel respected and valued, which in turn makes you more appealing and trustworthy. Which do you think is more important when courting a younger woman? Your experience and maturity, or your youthfulness and ability to keep up with trends? Comment below. Tip 2. Embrace your experience but keep it light. At this stage of your life, your wealth of experience is a valuable asset. However, how you present that experience can make all the difference between captivating her interest and losing it. It's essential to embrace your experiences with a sense of humor and lightness, rather than turning them into a lengthy resume presentation. It's also crucial to balance your stories with enthusiasm and a sense of fun. Women are drawn to men who can laugh at themselves and keep conversations engaging. When you talk about your experiences, do so with a narrative that highlights interesting or humorous aspects rather than just listing accomplishments. For example, if you've traveled extensively, you might recount a humorous mishap during one of your trips, which not only showcases your adventures but also keeps the conversation light-hearted and enjoyable. Being yourself is key. As an older man, you bring a unique perspective and a depth of life experience that can be genuinely impressive. However, this shouldn't translate into showing off or making her feel inadequate. Instead, subtly weave your experiences into conversations without dominating them. If your stories are presented with humility and respect, they can enhance your appeal rather than alienate her. Remember, it's important to ensure that your experiences are shared in a way that respects her comfort and interests. If your manner of talking about your background makes her feel insecure or less valued, it may signal a mismatch in expectations or communication styles. Embracing your experiences while keeping them light-hearted, you create an engaging and enjoyable atmosphere that can make your date memorable and attractive. Tip 3. Be present, not just accounted for. Imagine you're on a date with someone who seems more engaged with their phone than with you. Frustrating, right? Now, picture yourself in that role. It's easy to get caught up in distractions, but if you want to make a genuine connection, you need to master the art of being present. This isn't just about showing up, it's about showing up fully. When you're on a date, putting your smartphone away is step 1. Nothing says, "I'm not really here," like scrolling through your social media feed while she's talking. Think of your attention as a gift, something valuable that she deserves to receive. If you're busy planning your weekend golf game or checking your messages, you're sending a message of your own, that you're not truly interested. Here's the trick. Focus on her. Look her in the eye, listen to her words, and let her know that her stories matter. For instance, if she talks about her recent adventure to a food festival, don't just nod and smile. Dive deeper. Ask her about the most memorable dish she tried or the funniest thing that happened. This shows that you're not just hearing her, but actively engaging in her experiences. Why does this matter? Being present creates a sense of intimacy and respect that's hard to fake. It shows her that you value her time and opinions, which is crucial in any relationship, especially when there's an age gap. When you're engaged in a conversation, let your focus be solely on her. Avoid checking your watch or thinking about your next move. Instead, immerse yourself in the moment, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully. This approach not only enhances the quality of your interaction, but also demonstrates that you're genuinely interested in her. Tip 4. Don't hold back on compliments. Who doesn't love a well-timed compliment? They can be the spark that ignites a connection, especially in age gap relationships, where establishing mutual appreciation is key. Compliments are more than just kind words. They're a powerful way to show that you see and value the unique qualities of the person you're with. Imagine you're out to dinner and she's wearing a stunning dress that highlights her vibrant personality. Don't just think it, say it. You look absolutely radiant in that dress. This isn't just about acknowledging her appearance. It's about making her feel seen and appreciated. Compliments can boost her confidence and make her feel more comfortable and valued in your presence. The trick to giving compliments is to be sincere and specific. Instead of generic phrases like "you're beautiful," try something more personal like "your smile lights up the room," or "I love how passionate you are about your hobbies." Specific compliments show that you're paying attention and that you value her unique traits and efforts. It's important to balance your compliments so they feel natural and not forced. Overdoing it can come off as insincere, while undergoing it might make her feel undervalued. Compliments should be sprinkled throughout the conversation like spices in a dish, enough to enhance the flavor, but not so much that they overpower the main ingredients. A well-placed compliment can also help overcome the fear of social judgment that often accompanies age gap relationships. It reassures her that you're genuinely interested in her as a person, not just as someone significantly younger. This genuine admiration can build a stronger bond and counteract any external criticism or self-doubt. Remember, a heartfelt compliment is a small gesture with a big impact, capable of making her fall for you even more. Whether it's her laugh, her insights, or her efforts, let her know that you see and value them. This attentiveness will make her feel cherished and more inclined to reciprocate those feelings, creating a mutual sense of appreciation and affection. If you want to understand more about compliments that can impress her, try checking out our video, 10 Compliments Younger Women Secretly Love. Tip 5. Pay attention to your appearance. First impressions matter, and in the world of dating, your appearance plays a significant role. This doesn't mean you need to look like a Hollywood star, but taking care of how you present yourself can make a big difference. In an age gap relationship, being mindful of your appearance is even more crucial, as it shows respect and effort, both of which are attractive qualities. Start with the basics. Good grooming is essential. Think of it as the foundation of your presentation. Regular haircuts, a clean shave or well-kept beard, and trimmed nails all contribute to a polished look. These small details can speak volumes about your self-care habits and overall hygiene. Women notice and appreciate these efforts, as they signal that you value yourself and, by extension, value your time together. Clothing is another important aspect. Dressing appropriately for the occasion shows that you've put thought into your appearance. If you're going for a casual coffee date, a crisp shirt and well-fitted jeans can strike the right balance. For a more formal dinner, consider a blazer or a nice sweater paired with tailored pants. Avoid looking too dated or too trendy. Aim for a timeless style that reflects your personality. Imagine walking into a restaurant dressed sharply, exuding confidence and class. This not only boosts your self-esteem, but also makes a positive impression on your date. She'll likely feel proud to be seen with you, knowing that you've made an effort to look your best. Another key element is your posture. Standing tall and walking with confidence can make you appear more attractive and youthful. Slouching or appearing uninterested can give off negative vibes, making you seem disengaged or uninterested. Good posture can also enhance your physical appearance, making you look more fit and energetic. Consider the small details that make up your overall look. A well-chosen accessory, like a stylish watch or a tasteful pair of shoes, can complement your outfit and add a touch of sophistication. These details can show your attention to detail and your ability to present yourself well. Moreover, pay attention to your scent. A subtle, pleasant fragrance can leave a lasting impression. It's an often overlooked aspect of personal grooming that can be incredibly effective. Choose a scent that's not overpowering but leaves a hint of your presence, creating a memorable association. It's also important to stay fit and healthy. Regular exercise and a balanced diet not only improve your physical appearance, but also boost your energy levels and confidence. When you feel good about yourself, it radiates through your demeanor and interactions, making you more attractive and engaging. Before we jump into the next lesson, here's a shocking stat. 98% of viewers don't leave comments or hit the like button. If you found this lesson helpful, drop a comment saying useful and smash that like button to show your support. We truly appreciate you. Tip 6. Show your thoughtful side. Thoughtfulness is a timeless trait that can make any relationship flourish, especially when you're dating someone younger. It's often the little things that count the most, and being thoughtful shows that you care, listen, and are invested in making her feel special. Consider the impact of small, considerate gestures. When you pay attention to the details she shares, it demonstrates that you value her thoughts and experiences. Imagine she mentions her favorite childhood candy during a casual conversation. Surprising her with it on your next date speaks volumes. It's not just about the candy, it's about the effort you put into remembering something meaningful to her. Picture her delight when you hand her the treat, saying, "I brought this because you once mentioned loving it as a child. Everyone needs a sugar rush on a Tuesday, right?" This kind of gesture shows that you care about the little things that make her happy. Thoughtfulness extends beyond gifts. It's about showing genuine interest in her world. Send her a funny meme that reminds you of an inside joke or a shared moment. This not only keeps the connection alive between dates, but also shows that you think of her even when you're not together. It's these small actions that build a strong foundation of affection and trust. Thoughtfulness also involves being considerate of her feelings and preferences. If she's had a tough day, offering a listening ear or suggesting a relaxing activity she enjoys can be incredibly comforting. It shows that you're attuned to her emotional state and are there to support her. For instance, if she loves nature, planning a surprise picnic in her favorite park can be a thoughtful way to lift her spirits and show you care. Addressing the fear of social judgment, thoughtfulness can help bridge the age gap. It demonstrates that you're not just focused on the surface-level aspects of the relationship, but are genuinely invested in who she is as a person. This can counteract any external criticisms and reinforce the authenticity of your connection. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on thoughtful gestures, you're not only enhancing her happiness, but also cultivating a positive and meaningful relationship. Your thoughtful actions become a reflection of the quality of your thoughts and intentions. Tip 7. Embrace the connection, not the age gap. Imagine being on a date and fixating on the age difference between you and your partner. You mention it every chance you get, trying to make light of it, or worse, using it as a point of insecurity. This approach can turn an otherwise insignificant issue into a major stumbling block. Instead of dwelling on the number of candles on your birthday cake, focus on the qualities that drew you to each other. Perhaps it's her infectious laughter or your shared love for jazz music. Highlighting these connections can create a more meaningful bond, transcending the age gap. Consider an older man who constantly jokes about his age. While humor can be a great way to bridge gaps, overdoing it can signal insecurity. Instead, show confidence in your life experience and wisdom. This confidence is attractive and can make the age difference seem irrelevant. Women appreciate a man who is secure in his skin and sees beyond superficial numbers. The key is to celebrate the differences. Each of you brings unique perspectives and experiences to the table. Maybe she introduces you to new music or trends, while you offer insights from your rich tapestry of life experiences. This exchange can enrich both your lives, making the age gap an asset rather than a liability. However, it's crucial to address any real concerns openly. If the age gap affects your future plans, discuss it candidly. But once you've had that conversation, let it rest. Don't let it be the elephant in the room on every date. Instead, focus on creating new memories, exploring mutual interests, and building a connection based on understanding and respect. In essence, a relationship should be about finding a partner who complements you. Whether you're bonding over a mutual hobby or sharing stories from your past, the strength of your connection lies in these shared experiences and genuine appreciation for each other. Embrace the qualities that brought you together, and let those be the foundation of your relationship, not the age difference. Tip 8. Don't try to impress her with money. Attempting to impress a younger woman with your wealth might seem like a surefire way to win her over, but in reality, it can backfire spectacularly. While financial stability is certainly attractive, flaunting your wealth can come across as superficial and insincere. Genuine connections are built on shared values, mutual respect, and authentic interaction, not on the contents of your bank account. Consider the scenario where you take her to an upscale restaurant, order the most expensive wine, and talk incessantly about your financial successes. While initially, this might catch her attention, it's likely to wear thin quickly. She might start to wonder if you see her as someone who can be bought, or if you're trying to compensate for a lack of personal qualities with material wealth. This can create a dynamic where she feels more like an accessory than a valued partner. Instead, focus on showing your character through meaningful actions and conversations. Share experiences that highlight your interests, passions, and values. Maybe you're passionate about a charity you support or a hobby that excites you. These aspects of your life are much more engaging and revealing of your personality than any display of wealth could be. Remember, it's the thoughtfulness behind your actions that counts. Small, considerate gestures can have a big impact. Perhaps she mentioned a book she loves. Picking up a copy for yourself and discussing it on your next date shows that you're paying attention and value her interests. These actions indicate a depth of character and a genuine interest in her as a person, rather than a superficial attempt to impress. Moreover, Being overly focused on impressing her with money can also raise red flags. She might question your motivations, wondering if you're trying to buy her affection or if you're insecure about your other qualities. Authenticity is key. Women appreciate men who are genuine, confident, and comfortable in their own skin, regardless of their financial status. By steering clear of using money as a tool to impress, you also avoid setting unrealistic expectations for the future. It's important to establish a relationship based on mutual respect and shared values, not financial dependency. If your relationship starts with a focus on material wealth, it can create an imbalance and potentially lead to issues down the line. Tip 9. Make use of humor. They say laughter is the best medicine, but when it comes to dating, it might just be the best love potion too. Humor can bridge the age gap and create a connection that feels effortless and fun. However, it's all about striking the right balance. Too much and you might come off as trying too hard, too little and you risk appearing too serious. Let's dive into how you can use humor to win her over without stepping on any comedic landmines. First off, let's debunk a common myth. You don't need to be a stand-up comedian to make her laugh. Sometimes, the best humor is the kind that feels natural and spontaneous. Picture this. You're on a date, and the conversation has a natural flow. She mentions her love for quirky pet videos, and you respond with, "Well, I have a dog who thinks he's a cat. Maybe they should start a club." This kind of light-hearted situational humor shows that you're listening and can play along, making the interaction feel more dynamic and engaging. Humor is also a great way to showcase your confidence. Nothing says "I'm comfortable in my skin" like a well-timed self-deprecating joke. Imagine you're out at a trendy restaurant and accidentally mispronounce the name of a fancy dish. Instead of getting flustered, you laugh it off with, "Looks like I'm going to need subtitles for this menu." This not only diffuses any potential awkwardness but also shows her that you can handle small slip-ups with grace and good humor. Consider the age gap not as an obstacle, but as fertile ground for some playful banter. If she jokes about your taste in classic rock bands, you could counter with, "Hey, at least I'm teaching you about the real legends." This kind of back and forth keeps the conversation lively and makes the age difference a point of connection rather than division. But remember, while humor is a fantastic tool, it's essential to read the room. Not every joke will land, and that's okay. Avoid humor that could be seen as belittling or inappropriate. The goal is to make her feel comfortable and entertained, not to push boundaries or make her cringe. Tip 10. Mix adventure and mystery. When it comes to dating, adding a dash of adventure and a sprinkle of mystery can make all the difference. You don't need to bungee jump off cliffs to show your adventurous side, though if that's your thing, more power to you. What really counts is the willingness to step out of the ordinary and create unique, memorable experiences together. Start with planning dates that deviate from the typical dinner and a movie routine. Picture this. Instead of the usual Friday night, you sign up for a cooking class where you both laugh at your attempts to master soufflés. Or perhaps you explore a quirky museum filled with oddities that spark endless conversation. The goal is to choose activities that align with both of your interests, while offering something fresh and exciting. For example, if she's into art, a pottery class can be both fun and a bit messy, perfect for breaking the ice and sharing a few laughs. Adventure doesn't have to mean physical thrills. Sometimes it's about exploring new ideas and perspectives. Try planning a date to a hidden gem in your city, maybe a little-known jazz club or a scenic hiking trail with a secret waterfall. Imagine getting lost together while searching for the secret garden cafe. Those unexpected detours can be the most memorable parts of the journey. It shows her that you're open to trying new things and willing to create beautiful memories together. On the flip side, keeping a bit of mystery can make you all the more intriguing. You don't need to lay all your cards on the table right away. Hold back some details about yourself, creating a sense of curiosity and anticipation. By maintaining an air of mystery, you're not being evasive, but rather, you're creating a narrative where she's eager to discover more. Think about those classic romantic films where the protagonist slowly reveals layers of their personality, keeping the audience and their love interest engaged and invested. You're essentially doing the same, but in real life. Challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone and invite her to join you on these small escapades. As you share these adventures, she'll see you as someone who's not only exciting, but also multidimensional and deeply intriguing. After all, the thrill of a new relationship often lies in the surprises and discoveries along the way. So, embrace the unknown, enjoy the journey, and watch as your connection grows stronger and more captivating. Tip 11. Share a passion or skill. Ever noticed how your enthusiasm can light up a conversation? Sharing your passions isn't just about talking, it's about letting someone see a part of who you are. Picture this. You're on a date and start talking about your passion for photography. Maybe you spent hours waiting for the perfect sunrise shot, only for an unexpected guest, like a squirrel, to join the frame just as you took the picture. This isn't just about showcasing your photography skills. It's about conveying your patience, sense of humor, and appreciation for the little surprises in life. Passion is more than just a hobby. It's what makes you come alive. If you love cooking, don't just mention it. Invite her over and prepare a meal. Explain why you enjoy cooking, such as the joy you find in combining ingredients to create something wonderful. It's about sharing the joy you get from your hobby and letting her experience it firsthand. Incorporating your passion into your dates can create memorable experiences. If you're into music, play her favorite song. If hiking is your thing, take her on a trail you love. These activities not only show your enthusiasm but also allow her to experience something that's important to you. Encourage her to share her own interests as well. Ask her about her passions and be open to exploring them together. Join her in these activities and enjoy the time spent discovering new things together. For example, if she mentions she enjoys painting, instead of just acknowledging it, suggest a fun painting date where you both try your hand at it. It's not about being a master artist, but about enjoying the activity and creating shared experiences. Sharing your passions helps build a deeper connection. It's about more than just displaying skills. It's about making your dates more meaningful by involving her in what you love. These moments of shared joy and discovery can turn ordinary dates into memorable experiences, strengthening your relationship and making it more fulfilling. Tip 12. Avoid unnecessary physical contact. Physical touch can be a powerful element in a relationship, but it's crucial to navigate it with sensitivity, especially in the early stages of dating. When you're on a date, restraint can be just as impactful as affection. Unnecessary physical contact too soon can sometimes come off as overbearing or invasive, which might create discomfort rather than attraction. Imagine this scenario. You're having a great conversation over dinner, but you find yourself frequently reaching out to touch her arm or shoulder. While your intentions might be warm, excessive or unsolicited touch can make her feel uneasy if she's not yet comfortable. It's important to let physical intimacy develop naturally and in accordance with her comfort level. You wouldn't start a conversation by diving into deeply personal topics without first establishing a connection. Similarly, with physical contact, it's about creating a respectful and comfortable environment. Let her set the pace. If she initiates touch, like a light touch on your arm or a hug, it's a good sign that she's open to physical closeness. But if she seems hesitant or pulls away, respect her boundaries and allow the relationship to grow at its own pace. In the realm of dating, subtlety and respect go a long way. For instance, instead of leaning in too close or trying to hold her hand prematurely, focus on building a connection through conversation and shared experiences. Show genuine interest in her thoughts and feelings, and let physical contact flow naturally from there. Next, consider how you might feel if someone you barely know were to invade your personal space. The same principle applies here. Comfort and consent should guide physical interactions. If she feels comfortable and safe with you, she'll be more likely to welcome physical contact as the relationship progresses. Golden tip: just be yourself. Gentlemen, let's talk about the single most important rule in dating. Be yourself. All the tips and strategies we've discussed, being a gentleman, embracing your experience, showing thoughtful gestures, are valuable, but they only work if you're authentic. Trying to be someone you're not might seem like a quick fix, but it's a surefire way to distance yourself from genuine connections. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seemed like they were putting on a show? It's often easy to spot, right? Whether they're trying too hard to impress with elaborate stories or overcompensating in other ways, the truth tends to surface. Women can sense inauthenticity just as easily. Trying to be someone you're not can lead to discomfort and mistrust, which can sabotage your chances before you even get started. Being authentic means embracing who you are, with all your quirks and imperfections. If you're naturally introverted, don't force yourself to be the life of the party. If you're passionate about a niche hobby, don't downplay it to fit in. Authenticity is about presenting yourself as you truly are, not as you think others want you to be. Imagine you're on a date and you're putting on an act. Maybe you're exaggerating your achievements or pretending to have interests you don't really care about. While you might get some initial attention, it's unlikely to lead to a meaningful connection. Eventually, the truth will come out, and you'll be left dealing with the fallout of that deception. Instead, let your genuine self shine through. If you're excited about a certain hobby, talk about it with enthusiasm. If you're more reserved, let your thoughtful side come out naturally. Women appreciate honesty and authenticity because it's a sign of confidence and self-assurance. When you're true to yourself, you're more likely to attract someone who values you for who you really are. Being authentic also means feeling comfortable in your own skin. When you stop pretending to be someone you're not, you can focus on building a genuine connection. Authenticity not only makes interactions more enjoyable, but also lays the groundwork for a deeper, more meaningful relationship. So there you have it, 13 game-changing dating tips to help older men like you truly stand out and capture her heart. We've covered everything from being a genuine gentleman to embracing your unique passions and maintaining an authentic presence. Remember, the key to successful dating isn't just about playing the right cards, but knowing how to play them with confidence and sincerity. If you found these tips helpful and are ready to put them into action, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share this video with friends who could use some dating advice, and drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights and tips on dating and relationships. Your journey to captivating the woman of your dreams starts now, so go out there and make it happen. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.